October 9th, 1985. A Cobra assault on a munitions depot in the Carpathian Mountains failed. Hours later, battlefield transmissions began describing something else. 3 unidentified combatants. No vital signs, no thermal signatures. Weapons passed through them. They did not retreat. This is the case of the Phantom Brigade. Who was responsible for the assault? Cobra. A structured paramilitary organization operating outside recognized national authority. Led by an individual known as Cobra Commander, the group has conducted repeated destabilization operations across multiple regions. Their stated objective: global control through technological and military superiority. Opposing them is G.I. Joe, a multinational special operations unit formed specifically to counter Cobra activity. On October 9th, a Cobra assault ended in failure. What followed escalated beyond conventional warfare. The objective shifted. Territory was no longer the focus. Something else would enter the battlefield. The failed assault had consequences. Internal communications indicate Cobra Commander was furious that the munitions depot remained operational. Within hours of the retreat, he demanded a solution that would guarantee advantage in the next engagement. Shortly thereafter, a senior Cobra operative known as the Baroness entered the command chamber, accompanied by an elderly ritual practitioner. Accounts indicate the Baroness cautioned Cobra Commander about the unpredictable nature of the method being proposed. He dismissed the warning and ordered the practitioner to bring forth warriors who were already dead assets he intended to enlist into Cobra's ranks. According to internal records, the practitioner stated she could summon individuals whose deaths had been treacherous or unresolved. Such warriors, she explained, often remained bound to personal artifacts connected to their lives. Security footage shows 3 objects placed at the center of a ceremonial formation: a Roman coin, a gold wedding ring, and a silver heart-shaped locket. The practitioner identified each as belonging to a deceased combatant whose passing had not been peaceful. Minutes later, 3 figures emerged inside the chamber: a Roman soldier bearing a sword, a mounted archer clad in Mongolian armor, and a World War I pilot still seated within his aircraft. Internal recordings indicate that Cobra Commander informed them that their possessions would be returned once they had completed their service.
Say, isn't that my locket?
Yes, pilot, and if you want it back, you shall do what I, your new commanding officer, tell you to do.
When Cobra returned to the munitions depot, they did not return alone. Footage recovered from the battlefield documents how the Phantoms rapidly shifted control in Cobra's favor. The first sign something was wrong came from the air. Air support identified an unfamiliar biplane entering combat space. At first, operators believed Cobra had deployed an outdated aircraft as a diversion. That explanation quickly failed. Laser fire passed directly through the plane without effect. The second moment came along the eastern perimeter. A mounted combatant appeared and fired a single projectile toward armored support. Within seconds, the vehicle was immobilized, encased in ice. Counterfire passed directly through the figure. By now, battlefield commanders were no longer dealing with conventional weapons. The third moment confirmed it. Security cameras inside a nearby supply building captured the appearance of a Roman-era soldier manifesting inside the structure without entry. Weapons were pulled from personnel without contact. Metal debris shifted as if moved by an unseen force. At this point, the responding unit was no longer controlling the fight. As the engagement continued, the responding unit was losing control of the battlefield. Conventional weapons had proven ineffective against the Phantom combatants, and armoured support was being neutralised faster than it could be repositioned. Then the investigation uncovered an unexpected development. Field reports indicate that during the height of the engagement, the Baroness, a senior Cobra operative, initiated contact and requested a temporary ceasefire. According to those reports, she claimed to possess information that could stop the entities now identified as the Phantom Brigade. For the Joes, the offer made little sense. The Baroness was one of Cobra's most trusted officers, which raised an obvious question. Why would she help them? Recovered communications from Cobra Command suggest the answer.
G.I. Joe will be destroyed. My Phantom Brigade is winning. Perhaps I have no need of living agents at all.
And there it was. If the Phantom Brigade secured total victory, the Baroness's position inside Cobra could become unnecessary. By helping the Joes resist the Phantoms, she ensured the conflict would continue. And as long as the conflict continued, Cobra would still need her. And with that, the Joes were able to plan a counterattack. Recovered surveillance footage from Cobra Command shows Cobra Commander watching the Joe assault in real time from the command center as the strike unfolded. But events inside the base were already beginning to shift. Internal command recordings indicate the three entities confronted Cobra Commander directly. Now aware their possessions were being withheld, they demanded the return of the artifacts that bound them. Cobra Commander refused. Moments later, security recordings show a skeletal manifestation appearing inside the chamber. Cobra Commander attempted to fire on the figure, but the weapon produced no observable effect. Within seconds, he abandoned the confrontation, dropping the artifacts before fleeing the facility and avoiding capture as Cobra forces withdrew from the area. Investigators would ultimately identify the primary suspect as Cobra Commander. Charges associated with the operation include unauthorized summoning and deployment of supernatural combatants, coercion of deceased entities through possession of personal artifacts, armed assault on a strategic military installation using unconventional warfare assets, and evading capture following the breach of Cobra Command facilities. Witness accounts confirm the suspect fled the scene before he could be detained. The summoned entities reclaimed their artifacts and disappeared shortly afterward. No further manifestations have been recorded. No arrest was made. The case remains unresolved. Thank you for watching this Saturday morning crime investigation. If you found this case interesting, please like the video and subscribe for more investigations.